Hi guys, it's Amy with A2ZStamping.com, and today I wanted to show you how to use the envelope punch board as it was intended. So this is our Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board. It's $20, and you guys, it's totally worth it because you can make any size envelope you need out of any piece of paper you have in your house. So there's no more going out having to buy envelopes or wanting to give away a card and you realize you're out of envelopes. You can make one, and the best part is you can make envelopes to coordinate with your cards. I'll show you closer up. So on the envelope punch board, it gives you the dimensions here. So you would pick which size card you're making, and then it would tell you what size paper you need, and it would tell you where to score it. So for a standard A2 card, which is typically what we make in the stamping world, that would be a card that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so right there. So we know we need an 8 by 8 piece of paper and scoring at 3 1/2. There's also directions printed right on the board that are very easy to follow along, and then you've got your measurements up here. All right. Also, it comes with the scoring tool, and it stores right inside of it, so you won't lose it. And it's very skinny, very lightweight and portable. It measures about 10 1/2. It's 10 1/2 inches by about 7 inches. It does stick out a little bit there, so it's really easy to store, take it places, and all that. All right, so let's get started. I made this card the other day, and I wanted an envelope to coordinate with it. So I'm going to take this piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and since we're doing the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card size, I need an 8 by 8 piece of paper. So this is 8 by 8, and let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to line it up, and it said we're going to score at 3 1/2. So you put it in, and it'll hit the back. You go over to 3 1/2, right there. And then you punch and score. So to score, you line it up right here, and there's a score line right here that it fits into, and you just go down, see, straight down. Now, this is cardstock, so it's very heavy duty, so I can press fairly hard. If I was using lighter weight designer series paper or something like that, you want to press a little bit lighter because you don't want to tear your paper. All right, so next thing we want to do is rotate 90 degrees, and now we're going to line the score mark up right here where it says score guide. See this little part sticking out? So we're going to line this score line up right there, and we're going to punch and score. Oops, come on. There we go. Now we're going to rotate 90 degrees again, and this time we're going to go back to the 3 1/2. So we're just going to repeat what we just did. And punch and score. And then rotate 90 degrees one more time and line up our score line. And punch and score. All right, next thing we want to do is I want to round my edges. So I'm going to just turn this around, and right here, this reverse punch, that's a corner rounder. So you just feed it in, round your corners. Stampin' Up! No longer sells a corner rounder, so if you like to do that to your photos or whatever, maybe in your scrapbooking or memory keeping, this is a great tool to have because you can round your corners. Oh, come on, what am I doing wrong here? All right, there we go. I'll just make that my bottom. All right, so next thing, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to do is I'm going to score or burnish my score line. So I just 1, 2. So obviously at this point, if you were using designer series paper, you would decide what is your outside and make sure you're scoring it the way you want your envelope to go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that's it for that. And then we glue it together. So I like to put the flaps in and then the bottom up, and then this is the part that goes down here. I also, sometimes if I'm being a real perfectionist, I like to cut this bottom tab off. You don't have to, that's just a personal preference of mine. I just take it and cut straight across. But as I said, you do not have to do this. I just like it a little bit better like that. All right, so what I do to glue it down is I'm going to put some adhesive right here. I like to do just along this edge of this flap and this edge of this flap all the way to the top, and then I fold it over and I press. Now if you were doing a smaller size card, like I did a square card earlier today, you can glue all the way on because it covers the flaps completely, but you'll be able to tell where you need to glue. And this would be a good time too if you wanted to make a cute little liner, you would slide it in then. But here I have my envelope. Did you see how easy that was? My card fits perfectly in here. And then when I'm done, I would just take some adhesive and close it. Now, the fun thing about making your own envelopes is, though, you can make them match your card. So I did this card using the Flower Shop stamp set. And I just want to take one of the stamps. Let's go with this one. It's so cute. And I'm going to put it on a block. And I'm going to grab my pumpkin pie ink. Ink it up. And I'm just going to stamp a flower right here. There, on the corner of my envelope. So simple and easy, and it just made it kind of cool and just a little prettier. So anyway, there you go. Look how simple and fast that was. Again, you can make up to 66 different sizes of cards using the envelope punch board. So if you go through a lot of envelopes and need a lot of envelopes, I definitely recommend getting this. You won't regret it at all. Make sure you guys visit me at a2zstamping.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.